I'm not getting no video. Get also also how's for the time being, I'm sure y'all can hear me out there. You know, if you can hear me, put one in the chat. We'll see about fixing the. We'll see about if we can change anything else. I'm sure y'all can hear me. Um, Shalom, y'all. Y'all shot wrapped up. Um, Precinct officer for Shock of War. Um, Here teaching the law class for the ISU under the ISUPK. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. Under the command of General Imana since 1969, we've been bringing truth out that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people are the people of the Bible that the Bible speaks of as God chosen people. And today, I'm going to go into enduring. I'm going to go into enduring and teaching about God.
I was going to the mark spot.
We're going to teach about enduring and in truth. You know, stay rooted and endure in the truth. Be good. Sloppy. We're going to talk about enduring in the truth and staying rooted. A lot of times, you know, being in this truth, people find it complicated and find it hard. They find reasons to leave the truth and stray away from the truth, whether it be a woman, drugs, neutral phones, barbershop. Um, we find all different types of reasons to leave the truth. A lot of brothers, you know, come in here and the Most High, first and foremost, the Most High choose you and allow you to open your eyes and see this truth. Being in the world and being lost and your eyes being shut, not knowing about the truth and being in a haze, you think you know everything. Coming in this world, you think you know everything. Being a man, a black, Hispanic, or Native American man growing up in the streets of the hood, wherever you is, wherever you at, or wherever you grew up at, whether it be Harlem, Brooklyn, Jersey City, North, California, Texas, Mississippi, it doesn't matter where you're from, it's growing up in the hood. As a young black or Hispanic or Native American man, you come up with such hard comings. You think you know it all being in the world, you think you was taught right, or you think you learned right. Whether it's from that Christian baskets that teach you all wrong, Islam that teach you to hate your own people, hate your own kind, you know, and all this ignorance, or you just taught the ways of the street in the world just to survive. And then when you come into the truth and you find the truth that, you know, Yahweh is real, Yahweh Shah is real, and that the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments are what guide us to being righteous and being perfect and upright and not be some wayward child blowing in the wind. When you learn these things, you become more mensch. I would like to say become more mensch. You become more stronger. You become more solid, and you get your, you know, as it says, gird up your belts. It's like you get a little gusto about yourself. And when you get here in this truth, and you learn about it, you become stronger. As they used to say in church, it's like you're putting on an armor, putting on an armor. But you're really putting on an armor of the Most High. You really are putting on your armor by learning the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments.
Right.
And you really are putting, and this is how you keep your armor tight, so to speak, or how you keep it well greased and oiled. You be around the brothers. You stick in the school. You stick around the brothers, and you stay solid with your brothers because it's an old saying. Uh, you are what you eat. So what you ingest into your mind, this is who you become.
Right.
Now you can ingest the truth, but not live it. And here's the problem: the biggest problem is we ingest the truth, and a lot of times we don't live the truth, or we live it by as the Christian church verbatim, or they try to live to the letter and not really understand what it means to live the truth. They don't understand or comprehend true brotherhood. When you got brotherhood and you going through an issue, a problem, a situation, you can pick up that phone at any given time. Being here in the UPK, I've learned true brotherhood. I've been a gangbanger and in the time that passed, I was a gangbanger and ran the streets and did this and did that and did all the things that I did. I thought I understood brotherhood until I walked into these doors of the UPK.
That's right.
Right. And understanding being rooted in something is when you come here and you endure. When you go through all the trials and tribulations that's being thrown your way, and you still stick to the root of this, the truth. You don't go astray. It's amazing how everything connects like a puzzle here in the UPK. I walked in a class that was being given right prior before my class. Officer Hazahav was given the priest Officer Hazahav was given a glorious class and uh, about how people lead the truth. And this is pretty much what I want to talk about how people walk away from the truth instead of enduring. But I'm going to touch on the enduring part and how to endure. And the brother was bringing out, and it was so glorious that he brought out the things he brought out from Matthew chapter 20, verse 8, 20. Glorious. That was glorious. It goes to show that how everybody is taught the same thing and still following the same thing. It's only one path. It's only one way. And that's why we're here in One West. But I'm rambling on because I want to get this out, and it's like it bothered me for days. And we missed class last week for whatever circumstances, and it hurt me so bad, and it was on my mind so heavy that I had to hold off and bring this out. Once the Lord allowed you to see the truth and you walk away, I asked myself, can I ever be that person? And a brother said to me a long time ago when I used to smoke marijuana, and the brother said, "I'm a step away from you." And I didn't understand. The brother had so much time in the truth, and he was so far in the truth. I didn't comprehend what he meant. You mean you a step away from me? Like, I'm looking up to the brother like you're a priest and a prophet. Like, you really living this. I'm still out here drinking and drugging and running the street and running amok. And he was like, "Man, I am a puff away from smoking weed." This same brother is the same brother that got me to stop smoking weed. Most High Christ, right? Or it was the Lord, but the Lord used him to wean me off of smoking marijuana and smoking cigarettes. But I understand now what he meant. If you don't keep the brothers around you, your armor is not being oiled. Your mind is not being filled with the glory of the Most High. Your mind is not being filled with this truth. The moment you step away from this truth, demons will attack you. Demons will attack you. They will attack. It's just really that simple. The moment you start stepping aside and you start missing class and missing camp and you making all these excuses, got you. It's that fast. If your mind and your eyes not always set on the Lord and doing His work, it's that fast you can get caught back into the world. And it's a scary thing. I pray regularly that the Lord never let that cup pass me, or come sit to me. Never let that cup sit in front of me. Let that cup pass me by, because the most scariest thing is being caught back up in that world. I done came this far, and the scariest thing to me, well, the first scariest thing is being an oppressor. I could have been born one of them. That's scary as hell. Second most scariest thing, though, is really serious, like being led away from His truth. No amount of money, no woman, no drug, no nothing should be able to lead you from this truth if you stay rooted and endure. If you stay rooted and you stay with the brothers and you stay around the brothers at any given time, the moment you start thinking any which way that's not righteous, that phone should be picked up. It should be a call made. But let's go into the scriptures. Let's get busy though. Let me get the book of Salakia, because I got a lot of stuff that's gonna go on. Let's get to these scriptures. Let me get the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12, Bible show. Let me catch up with you first. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Give me 1 second. Let me get it. Let me get it. It's good. Let's give a hand to Priest Officer of the Kun for this mic. Salakia. Salakia, give it up for the Lord. Came in fire on go. Let me not forget myself. Give the Lord His right. And the generals and the captains on down to the officers, to the young men, to the sisters. Go ahead. You got that?
Come. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 12.
Read.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Read that again from the top.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Because there's going to be a lot of temptation, especially being in the truth. It was said to me before when I was a young man, and I wasn't even quite a young man. I was looking at the truth and weighing the truth and seeing if they were serious or if this was real, or it was kind of scary to me, because it was like I never seen something so unified, something so structured. Seeing the truth was a scary thing first coming into the truth. But when I was at that time, when I was a young man, right, I'm seeing men who said and have said that they was out in the world like me and doing the things that I did. Hell, the general said he used to enjoy hurting people. He spoke to my, I don't want to say the soul, but he spoke to me. He was speaking to me directly. I was watching that online, and he said, I used to like hurt people for fun. I said, he talking to me. Because that was a pure enjoyment. Why? Because I was going through pain and didn't understand the pain I was going through. But even then, he was talking about enduring and how he made it so far. And I think the general been in the truth since '95. I'm talking about 12-ship general behind me. It's like it's a glorious thing that these brothers that's above us, these generals, have endured. Commander General Yohana have endured all this time growing up in the hood and not getting caught up in the whirlwind of lust of his own flesh, but to stick and stand by the truth and go hard for his people. That is an outstanding man. And it's someone that I look to as a father figure. I have a dad that birthed me, that gave me to my mother, that put me into my mom's womb. But man, the General Hunter is a father figure. The other generals is father figures. These are men that endured and fought their lustful flesh and cared about their people more than their own selves. And fought through and endured. And guess what? Now we have ISUPK everywhere.
Right.
We are everywhere. We're in the UK. We are in Jamaica. When I was going through the trials for Hebrew Academy, and we had to go virtual, I'm talking. We seeing brothers all over the world, out in London, out in the UK, out in Jamaica, out in Puerto Rico. The Lord is reaching out and waking his people up. And some brothers get weak and they fall. The scripture says, "Just man falls 7 times." But you got to think about this, right? That man fell so many times, but he kept getting up.
Right.
And guess what he depended on? Brotherhood.
Right.
That's how he kept getting up. He kept seeking out his brothers.
Right.
What you thought on Barbara Shaw? We're going to get these scripts. Read that again from the top, Barbara Shaw.
Book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Blessed is the man that endures temptation. There's a lot of women out there. It's hot girl summer, and they are outside, and they wearing nothing. They are wearing nothing. And if you're a man, you look. But if you're a righteous man, you get disgusted.
Right.
It took me a while to get there.
Right.
It took me a long while. I'm not gonna lie about that. It took me a while. And sometimes you still fight, right? But there's so much temptation out there. People you grew up in the world, they see you. Come on, let's go have a drink. If one drink turns to too many, now you drunk. And then somebody passes you a blunt, and you take a pull by accident because the old habit, that's a demon. This is why in the UPK, you always are on guard. You never off shamar with yourself. Right? You have to always stand on shamar and within yourself. You have to self-discipline. And a lot of people don't really comprehend self-discipline is the hardest thing to do. To tell yourself no. To tell your flesh no.
Right.
But this is the blessed man. Read it again, Barbara Shaw.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Blessed is that man that endures temptation. Blessed is that man that don't get weak when he see a woman parading herself around like some goddamn whore. Blessed is that man that say when they pass that weed around, he's like, nah, I don't do that. Blessed is that man say, don't even smoke around me. What's wrong with you? You know I don't like this. Blessed is that man that don't get caught up over some goddamn money. The wickedness of the world is crazy. Right now, there's so much wickedness. Listen, I got on a bus today, and boy, it was say this correctly. It was 2 LGBT community members on the bus, right? One of them, you can tell directly that is a boy. He had breasts and everything. Scariest sugar honey iced tea I've ever seen. This is scary. We living in a scary time. But not even that. There was another one that was in the back of the bus. And I kept saying, something ain't right, something ain't right, something ain't right, something ain't right. And then it hit me. I said, that's a goddamn man. I said, that's a man. It got to be a man. It just ain't sit right with me.
Right.
And then it so happened, the man said something to somebody. I said, oh, yeah. But the man looked so damn close to a woman, it's scary.
Wow.
I need to see more than your birth certificate. I gotta meet your grandparents. Somebody gotta vouch for you. I want to see the doctor that birthed you. I need to see all documentation because you can change birth certificates. But let's not go there. We're going into enduring. Read the rest of that scripture about the show.
Blessed is the man that endures temptation.
Right?
For when he is tried.
Because
when he is tried.
When you're going through the fire, you're going through the fire to be refined and becoming new. When you earn your name, you're being refined. You're going through fire. You're going to burn. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt to tell yourself no. Because you're so used to doing whatever your body wants or what your flesh wants. You're so used and got the habit of letting the demons plague you. Smoking weed, drinking, sleeping with whores, being a drunkard, smoking dust-dipped cigarettes, robbing people, doing anything and everything that you can do. You're so used to it. Read.
He shall receive the crown of life.
He shall what?
Receive the crown of life.
And that's what we fight for. That's what we're fighting for. The crown of life. You have to endure and fight through. And once you fight through and make it through, you get that crown of life. That's worth more than any amount of money they can give you on this earth right now at this moment. That's right. That's worth more than anything. That's worth more. You can have 1,000,000 women. It's worth more than that.
Right.
You can have all the jewelry in the world, all the emeralds. It's worth more than that. That crown is worth more than that.
Right.
Read.
God. Which the Lord hath promised to them.
Who promised?
Which the Lord hath promised.
Who promised?
The Lord.
The devil.
The Lord.
The oppressor.
The Lord.
Moabites.
The Lord.
Read.
Hath promised to them that love him.
To who?
To them that love him.
To them that love him. What does it mean to love the Lord?
Keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments and judgments.
Say it again.
Keeping the Lord's statutes, commandments, and judgments.
This is what it means to love the Lord. Endure. It becomes easier.
Right.
It becomes easier. And as long as you got these brothers around you, as long as you keep in your mind, I can pick up that phone, I'm having crazy, weird thoughts. Listen, I was so in the depths of the dark that sometimes I have thoughts of the most craziest things. I start saying the Lord's Prayer right away, immediately. Yeah. I'll recite it 1,001 times if I need to.
That's right.
And if that's not working, guess what? I'm getting on the phone with my camp leader. If that's not strong enough, then I'm calling Officer Dunya. And we're going to laugh and joke about it. And we're going to tell each other about how we was messed up in the world and how great it is to be in this truth.
That's right.
My brothers is going to push me and edge me on and not let me fall, not let me be weak. And if I fall, we're going to say, well, just man fall 7 times. Get your ass up. Salakia for the language. And this is what this UPK is about. This is what brotherhood is all about. This is how you endure. Read. Is more on that?
Nah.
Is not no more on that?
Nah.
Read. Hold on.
I go to 13.
Read 13, Baba Shaw.
Verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
What? Read that again.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
This for you Christians out there and you Christian pastors that's liars that say God tempted you. The devil made me do it. Shut your dumb ass sloppy. Shut up with all that foolery. You chose to be ignorant. You chose to move backwards. You make that choice. You chose not to endure. You chose to give into that temptation. The Lord ain't tempt you. The Lord made good and evil. And the truth was there. It's up to you to live by it. Read on, Barker Shaw.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
What?
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Read.
For neither tempteth he any man.
The Lord don't tempt any man. The Lord don't tempt any man. The temptation is out there. It's up to you if you bite the apple. I'm using that loosely. Don't get caught up in the apple, please, people. We're not foolish. I think it's 14. I want you to give me something out of 14. Go ahead, read that, Barker Shaw.
But every man is tempted.
But every man is what?
But every man is tempted.
The Lord don't tempt you, but every man is tempted. Every man has to go through that fire. Every man has to see if you're gonna endure. If you're gonna fight. If you got children yourself and you got a son, what you gonna do? You gonna see if your son gonna fight. You wanna know that he's tough. You gonna rough him up a little bit. You wanna see if he know how to fight back. Fight back. Fight back. Push back. Because guess what? If he can't push you, if he not gonna go against you, guess what? I'll tell you what he's gonna do. The world gonna push him over. And then he's gonna be walking around with a dress on. And then he's gonna be wearing his mama's shoes, with lipstick on, talking about he wanna clip his rod off. Or he's gonna be talking about I wanna be a furry. Read.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed.
Wait. Read that part. Yeah.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed.
When you drawn away from your own lust and enticed, what does this mean? I'm gonna give it to you simple. When you walk away from this brotherhood, you are drawn away from it. You walk right into your own lust. Right. To the lust of your flesh, to the lust of the world. The world is wicked, right? In a scary place. A woman, listen, let me explain to you like this, right? I had a conversation with a brother, man, and we was just talking about, boredom. And this, I want brothers and sisters to understand this is how the Lord looks at us, right? Over in the red light district, you know that when a woman sells a box, that's like a job. Like they get W-2 forms and all that stuff. They taxes, all that stuff, right? Right. Now understand that's a job for her. Her job is to sell a box. So about how many men you think she sleep with a day? And let's do a basic number. Let's go a number like 5 out here, right? Let's just go 5 out there. Now let's give the benefit of the doubt. You got 5, and then they need their day of their flower, their time of their flower. So let's say 21 days. 21 days, 5 men a day. What's that number? 105. That's 105. That's 115. 5, no. Yeah, that's 105, 115. That's 115. Now 115 men. That 115 men in a month. Now, times that by 10 for 10 months. That's 1,150 men, right, in 10 months. Now, in 60 months, you understand what I'm saying? Now, that's how many men she sleeps with. Now, imagine the Lord looking at how many other cultures you pick up, how many other religions, how many other gods you pick up. That's what you are. You're a war. That's how we are looked upon when we in the world.
Right.
That's what's out there. You sleeping with all these other cultures. You're adopting all these other cultures that's not your own, that the Most High didn't give to you. And it's scary because guess what? You know ain't nothing out there but death. You walk around every day, right here on Tremont, you walk up and down Tremont, I promise you it looks like death on Tremont. It looked like death on Tremont. It looked like death on 125th Street in New York. It looked like death in these places. And guess who did? Our people. Right. Our sisters, our brothers. Right. On these reservations. It looks like death. It's scary. And guess what? You ain't but a drink away from that brother. You ain't but a blunt away from that brother. Right. Guess what? You only one bump away or bumping your head on that goddamn floor away from that sister. Because guess what? You will leave the truth for this woman. You will leave the truth to get high. You will leave the truth to be a goddamn family man because you couldn't endure. Because you couldn't take a little pain. Because you couldn't gird up your goddamn belt. Right. And be a man. That's right. And tell that goddamn bitch to be quiet. Right. Because you scared of your woman. That's right. So let's get some more scriptures. I got some more. We're going let me get the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. Boyala, let me get the book of I want something else too. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 26 verse 28. We go back.
Chapter 6, verse 28, sir?
Chapter 26. Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 28. Yash, you're going to give me 1 Corinthians. Marcus Shaw. Read it when you got it.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13.
Read.
There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
What's common to man?
Temptation.
What's the common temptation to man?
In the world, everything. Women, drugs, sex.
What's the common temptation to man? What's about the most commonest thing? What's your thought, Ayash?
I was going to say, like, food, which you can eat. I eat whatever I want to eat.
That's a good one. That's for them brothers and sisters that's eating shrimp, pork, crab. Yo, this sister got on the bus today. She smelled like pure meat crab. I was like, yo. I hope that's not too much. Salagia.
Frank, she was eating crab legs.
I'm like, yo, that's a bad smell. I don't understand that. It seemed like she smelled like she just was sitting, picking crabs, and it's a very bad smell. But that's one. That's one. You know, shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. There, Yash.
Christianity. Islam.
Because guess what? In a heartbeat, somebody gonna pick up that cross, or somebody gonna bump their head to that rock. It's bigger than the government, because they ain't nothing but some goddamn Christians. They ain't the goddamn devil. They ain't even no Christians. They just the goddamn devil. That's that the Bible speaks of. Yeah, I'm gonna give you something that's, cigarettes. I hate the smell of them. I really hate it. I really hate that smell. It's just like it's like a stomach turning for me. Right. So I was looking at the I work on the truck, and it's like one of the brothers that work on the truck with me, he smokes cigarettes. And I'll be like, yo, get on the back of the truck. Ride the back of the truck. Stop smoking and stinking cigarettes. Oh, I need to be out there. You know, secondhand smoke is worse than you smoking that. You trying to kill me. You telling me you hate me.
Right.
And but then you look at me and tell me, call me little bro. Don't call me little bro. I don't even know. Don't do that. Don't do that. You killing yourself. You don't like you. You don't like you. I already know that because you killing yourself. Now you're trying to kill me, so you just want me to die with you.
Oh God.
See, but you know what? That's the thing because our people are so lost. I'm having a conversation with that same brother, and that brother just like, so you mean to tell me you believe in the Bible? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So you gonna follow the Bible? You know they say in the Bible, and he start going on. I said, so what do? You Muslim or something? And he goes, well, you know, I said, yeah, okay, all right, I know exactly where you at. I said, so you follow a man that's a pedophile. He said, he's not a pedophile. I said, in your books, it says him and his right-hand man Bilal was running around kissing babies' bras. I said, that's in your books, facts. I said, wait a minute, he married Aisha at 6. He started buying her at 9. What do you call that? This brother said, you don't ever get weak and want to have a pork chop. I said, what the hell is wrong with you?
What?
I know it sounds like way left field, right? He said, I know you ate pork before. I know you ate these things before. I know you partook, right? And then it only made me want to do this class even more. Right. Because we have to endure. And we have to go and endure these temptations. Guess what? Let me tell you something. A demon will come to you in any form. It be your mother. It be your mother. It be your father. It be your sister. It be your brother. It be your wife.
Right. Right.
It'll be your goddamn kids.
That's right.
You gotta be able and be willing to give up your kids. You gotta be able and willing to give up your wife,
Right.
your mother, your father, your brother, your so-called friends, associates, hell, your business. Be ready, be prepared to lose everything. Another brother told me that in the truth. He said he was told you can lose everything, and he said I was too cocky and just like, nah, I'm too good. And then turned around and lost everything.
That's right.
But the Lord built him right back up.
That's right.
And now he has everything. What do he have? What's the thing he has? No, not you, Yadi. What is the thing that he has? He has everything. That's scratching the surface.
You got the truth, of course.
Most High in Christ.
Oh, God.
That brotherhood comes right along. That's right. Get that man in head. That brotherhood comes along with this. He has the laws. He has the statutes, the commandments. He has an understanding of these scriptures. He knows how to read and understand these scriptures. And guess what? He applies them to his life.
Right.
Life just got easy.
Right.
A lot of people look at, oh, I can't stop eating pork. I can't stop eating shrimp. I can't give up the wars. I can't give up the cigarettes. I can't give up the weed. I can't give up the miles. I can't give up robbing people. I can't give up selling drugs. Guess what? If you want to fight, if you want to be part of the Lord's army, you want to live righteous, you want to be perfect, you want to be right all the time,
Right.
it's all worth it.
Right.
And all you got to do is go. I love being right.
Right.
I really do. I like when somebody say, oh no, I just celebrate Christmas and you's a goddamn fool.
Right.
And I like telling them what Christmas is about.
Right.
I like when somebody say, no, a woman should have a right to murder her baby. And I look at them and say, well, the scriptures say this.
That's right.
I love when a man tells me that he can do what he want to do, and I can tell him you can't do what you want to do.
Right.
Because this is what the scriptures say.
Right.
And you know what it gives me strength to do? Endure.
That's right.
Because I look at the men above me and I watched how they endure. And I'm sure they was ridiculed. I'm sure that they was disrespected and put to the side. Now guess what happened? The UPK is really everywhere. We are touching the corners of the earth. And this men enduring, hard body enduring. And I look to the men. I look to the men and I find strength. You know how you see the Most High? You look at the men in the UPK.
Right.
You want to see Christ? You look at the men in the UPK. That's enduring, that's fighting, that's taking it and taking strides and bounds and leaping. And guess what? You see men that couldn't do nothing and was considered worthless,
Right.
and considered counted out. And they are strong.
That's right.
I know a brother that speaks many languages. Many languages. It's like that's like also Hazan said, he got a gift of God, gave him a gift of many languages. That brother picked up languages. Ooh wee.
That's right.
I know another brother, a captain, who remembers scriptures like it's no tomorrow.
Right.
And I know a brother that knows Lashawan Quadash, like it's his native tongue, like he knows his native tongue, as he should.
That's right.
And I look to these brothers for strength, and I endure. Let's get back into these scripts. I'll start reading.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taken but you. There have no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful.
God is what?
God is faithful. Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Slow down. I don't want you to speed too fast on this part. Read that part again. That very part.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Listen, anything, you know that old saying that the Lord ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear? Right? Listen, check out what's going on, right? Right here in this scripture, guess what? Anything you go through, the Lord said you can make it through. You got the Lord. I don't understand people. I really don't. You got the creator of all creation on your side. So guess what happens? You can endure all of that. Anything that comes your way, you can endure it all. Read.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
It's a way to escape all your temptation. You know which way that is?
True, sir. Oh, it's like,
Give me some more.
brother.
Every time you need to escape. Shalom, y'all. We have police officer Adunya in the building.
Yes.
Finally, right? But let me say this, right? Every time you need to escape any temptation, listen, I was ready to, at work, I was ready to strangle somebody. This man said, get out of the truck. I said, yeah, emergency brake on. I jumped out of the truck. I said, what now? And before I knew it, I had my phone in my hand. I said, Shalom, y'all, so let me tell you about this, what's going on. I ignored the Jake. And I wish it's becoming automatic.
Right.
The phone immediately went to my ear, Shalom. And I called the nearest brother because that fast you can go to prison.
Right.
That fast you can lose yourself. You are a blink away from your old self. That demon is hovering and circling around because he wants to get back in home.
Right.
Yes, that. Yeah, I know. I know.
It's so heavy.
Hold your peace, raise your hand.
Right.
Listen, that right there is like you know that devil is that demon is itching to get to you.
Right.
No, that's always a fight. You think that lust of smoking weed going to just go away? You might have a tolerance and might not even think about it no more. And one day I'll declare blue, guess what? And who is gonna be? It might be your mama. It might be that brother that you ain't seen that went and did 15 or 20 years for you and took that charge. And you feeling addicted. Just take one pull. Just take one pull. Come on, brother. It might even be worse than that. It might be that woman. That bad one that you wanted all that time. My father said I took a bump. He treated his nose over some box. My father said he treated his nose over some box. I said, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? He said, I needed me a bump. So you did a bump. For a bump of that. Was it worth it? Now you back getting high. Losing yourself. Right back down that rabbit hole. You know why? Because he don't have brotherhood. Because he don't have the truth.
That's right. Right.
Because he don't know how to endure. And here you learn how to endure. You learn how to fight. You learn how to fight. You feel like you're going through something, pick up the scriptures immediately. Start reading. If it is too heavy to read, start quoting the Lord's Prayer. It's still too heavy, pick up the damn phone. And if that brother if he don't pull you, listen, I'm sure you have other numbers. I got officers from all over the place. I can call the UK and call a brother and say, Shalom, I am going through something right now. That's how serious the UPK is.
Right.
That's how strong the brotherhood is. But Christ said this is what we do. I'm paraphrasing, love, sir. Love your brother as I love you. Matthew 18 and 15. Pull that for me, real quick, Barbara Shaw. Pull that for me.
That's for the brother.
No, that's John. That's John 13. What you show about? Try what you said. Try what you said.
Yeah,
that's John. John 13. John 13.
That's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against
Nah, that's not what I'm
that's that go to me.
That's not.
I got John 13:34 right here.
Let me get that.
The book of John, chapter 13, verse 34.
Right.
A new commandment I give unto you.
Oh, what?
A new commandment.
New commandment. This a new commandment? This a new commandment. Go ahead, read that.
I give unto you.
What's that new commandment that the Most High, excuse me, this is Yahushua, right?
God.
What's the new commandment Yahushua has given us? Go ahead.
That ye love one another.
That ye what?
Love one another.
That ye love one another. Go ahead.
As I have loved you.
That ye love one another as I have loved you. Listen, Christ. Now, I know some brothers say, I don't know about going on that cross. But guess what? You know what's going on that cross? Picking up that phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. Right. Picking up that phone at 3:45 after you just did 16 hours and you in the bed, dead to the world, and you had to give your wife her time, and you just laid down and your eyes closed, you about a good 20 minutes of sleep, and that phone rang and you answer it. That's that gross. That's that gross. And guess what? I know it's brothers that done did that.
Right.
Picked up that phone. And said, Shalom, Lord of Christ. What's going on with you? And I remember tears, fighting, learning how to endure, learning how to be tested and tried and go through fire.
Right.
Ready to hurt something. I remember being in the middle of Times Square and ready to murder something. And I'm telling you, brotherhood is definitely a weapon. And knowing this truth, ooh-wee.
That's right.
Ooh-wee. So the brothers that walk away and get back into this truth, it said a just man falls 7 times to get up. But a brother that walks away and doesn't come back to the truth, ooh-wee. That last scripture I asked you to give me, Ecclesiastes.
I got it.
Give me that.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 28.
Read.
There be two things that grieve my heart.
There be what?
There be two things that grieve my heart.
There's two things that grieves the Most High's heart. Go ahead.
And the third maketh me angry.
And the third thing make him angry. Read.
A man of war that suffered poverty.
Hold that. Gosh, give me Isaiah 13 and 12. Now hold that. Read that again.
Khan. There be, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 28.
That
There be two things that grieve my heart.
there be two things that grieve the Most High heart. Go ahead.
And the third maketh me angry.
And the third thing make him angry. That
A man of war that suffered poverty.
a man of war that suffered poverty. Yashala, read Isaiah 13. Hold that. Read 13 and 12.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
What?
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Will make a man more precious than fine gold. What does this mean?
Meaning,
Raise your hand. Go ahead.
meaning breaking them down and building them back up, refining them, putting them through fire, and then remolding, reshaping them back into what the Lord meant for him to be.
Yeah, let me hear what you got to say.
He's gonna make a man more valuable than gold. Like he's gonna be worth the knowledge he has is gonna be worth more than gold. That's what will fix our people.
How much you think going to also done yet? Also, how much you think these brothers is worth? You know, these are both men above us. How much you think they're worth? Ayash?
Priceless.
Exactly. More precious than fine gold. Them brothers is more precious than fine gold. You know why? Because guess what? I sit at the hem of these brothers. I sit and learn and I call on these brothers. Scripture breakdowns. Help me understand the scripture. Help me break this. How do I say Lashwan Kodash? How do I write that?
Right.
These are brothers above me. And one of them just happened to be the teacher of Lashwan Kodash.
That's right.
Help me learn my original tongue.
Right.
He's more precious than fine gold. This is a brother that's teaching me how to speak my original, our culture, our original tongue.
Right.
He's more precious than, and guess what? Guess where his heart is at? Guess what his heart is after? And I don't mean his heart, I mean his mind. I don't mean the thing that beat in his chest. Guess what his mind is after? He's in the Lord.
That's right.
He's more precious than fine gold. Also done yet. This brother is more precious. I don't know how many times I done called this brother, just needing to speak to a brother, And we don't even talk about the problem or the issue. We talk all the way around it, and somehow we come right to the issue. And I feel better about myself. More precious than fine gold. This brother who will answer that phone at any time of the day. I done called him he have gone. Yo, great. Hey, sir, you sleeping in slacking, sir. I need your help. And he wake right up for me. That brother's more precious than fine gold. Come from. Brothers, there's food in the kitchen. If you brothers are hungry, you get to it. I'm gonna keep on going bad.
It's so have you bring that out because there's times where I didn't want to bother my camp leader. I knew you was either out or asleep. Most of the night you was either asleep or work. So I called General Haziana at 3 in the morning and he picked up, half sleep. What's going on, Rory? I done called General Haziana at 7 in the morning in a snowstorm. And he picked up. But sounded like he just went to sleep. Like, what's going on, Rory? What you need?
And this is why you find value. This is more valuable than fine gold. To be able to have this brotherhood.
Right.
This is how you endure.
That's right.
This is how you make it in the truth. Just because of these things right here, like that. Read more of that scripture, Barbara Shaw.
Come. Book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Yeah.
Even a man that the golden wedge of Ophir. Ophir? Okay. O-P-H-I-R. That's it.
Read that again, Barbara Shaw. Slide it.
Come. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Right?
Even a man with the golden wedge of Ophir.
No matter how hard you might find it, here in the UPK, let me tell you, brothers and sisters, something. These men above you are more precious than fine gold. Here, let me give you something more interesting. These young men are more precious than fine gold.
That's right.
Because guess what? The young man is giving the fuel for these men above us. When Commander General Hanna was by himself, what do you think that anchored him on or edged him on? Seeing these young men come in. And that's why he says the things that he says in Slovakia. Who that door? Most house wait for you. Go grab something to eat. If you want something, go grab something. Go y'all. I got over the with me. These men are more precious than fine gold. And guess what? That's how you learn how to endure in this truth. That's how you learn to endure in this truth. Right? Read that Ecclesiastes. You on the next part of that.
I got it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 5.
Slocky, I got it 6.
Oh, Salah. Ecclesiastes 26.
26. So was that the other thing that you had for me, sir? 2 to 5?
Nah, that was that went with that.
Oh, go ahead, Bob Shaw, please. Go there first.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 5.
Yeah.
For gold is tried in the fire.
For what?
Gold is tried in the fire. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Salaki, who's the acceptable man in the furnace of adversity? There you go, y'all.
The men who endure through the temptations.
Looking for a little something to scratch the surface. Cool. Right.
Brothers have to help pull us up to endure and be strong enough to pull us up.
No, that's
the brothers want for the person.
read that again, Baba Michelle, sir.
God. For gold is tried in the fire,
For gold is tried in the fire,
and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
and acceptable men. Go ahead. What's that part?
In the furnace of adversity.
In the furnace of adversity. Who's the acceptable men in the furnace of adversity? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Get the brothers first. Who else? Who's the acceptable men in adversity? Okay, sir.
That would be brothers inside the ISUPK.
The water, sir.
That's right.
That would be Commander General Yohana and all the generals.
That's right.
Them brothers went through adversity. Them brothers endured. They got tried. And listen, the same thing. You ever hear the stories about Commander General Yohana having to clean a bathroom, have to carry camp equipment? Guess what? He endured the same thing you endured. Young men, troopers, officers, captains. That's how he made it to be the position that he is. Because he endured.
That's right.
He went through the fire. Go ahead, sir. Welcome, sir.
That's the definition of adversity.
Go ahead.
Difficulties, misfortune. The synonyms is bad luck, trouble, hardship, distress.
Stop right there at distress. I don't know how many brothers know, right? But man, I remember seeing videos. I remember being a young man deciding trying to decide if I wanted to come in here in the truth. And I remember looking for every wrong thing about the UPK.
Right.
And I seen videos of Commander General Yohana going through it with the court system. I seen videos of that. But then when I got here in the UPK, I started hearing about stories about the generals sleeping in the basement, and the generals roughing it out and toughing it out, and going through their adversity and going through the trials, going through that fire and sticking to it. And guess what? They endured. They endured. They went through the fire, and guess what? They became more precious than fine gold. They became more precious than fine gold. I look at Captain Tazariak. Captain Tazariak is a man from the same town that I'm from, right? And we know some of the same people. We never met in the streets,
Right.
but we know some of the same people. Like I'm talking about, we know some of the same people, and it's crazy. To me, it's like we was two separate. We lived in the same town, but lived in two separate worlds. He came up the way he came up. I came the way I came up. They told me I would never be anything but a jailbird. My own mama told me that.
Right.
My own mama said I ain't gonna be nothing but a jailbird. The Lord had a different plan. Commander General Yohana had another plan for me, right? Because he endured, and because he created. I ain't gonna say he created, because Howard did that. He kept the path to show other people the path. And guess what happened? Brothers like 12 Shit General Hyman got on a stage one day in the projects and said, maybe one day you'll stop being the bitch you get. To a brother like me, who thought he would never amount to nothing but a drug dealer, a thief, and a murderer.
Right.
And a jailbird.
Right.
And a deadbeat.
Right.
And then you had other brothers like Captain Kakazar, who took time out and gave me a little more and said, hey, in here, I remember same day I met him and he said, in here, you learn different things. And he was talking about war. He was talking about enduring. He was talking about fighting.
Right.
He was talking about becoming more precious than fine gold. I just didn't understand it then. But why to you, brothers? I get it now.
That's right.
I was told by Captain Mashak that I was being selfish because I wasn't taking my officer's test. I wasn't pushing past being a trooper. And you understand that doing the work of the Lord is how you endure. Is there any more on that, sir?
Please, if I could.
Mark Shaw.
The synonyms for adversity. 10 more real quick.
Yes, sir.
I got the last one for you. Heartbreak, misery.
Heartbreak. That heartbreak is serious. Do you know, Commander General Hunter said, I have a clip. I have to say this because I have a clip. Commander General Hunter said, you know what's heartbreaking to him? Not seeing us graduate from Hebrew Academy. Not seeing brothers in them chairs, in them classes. Seeing brothers come in the truth and walk away. He said that's heartbreaking to him. I have a clip of him singing that.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
Heartache, tribulation,
Right.
woe,
Whoa.
pain,
He says, whoa,
woe,
destruction.
pain, trauma, torment, torture, mishap. There's many more, but I got one more for you.
Come.
Hell,
Who?
hell,
We going black, Hispanics, and Native American people are going through what?
hell.
Ooh-wee. The oppressor wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people to go through what?
Hell.
Oh man,
That's that adversity.
that's that adversity. Adversity, they said adversity is hell. I'd rather go through the torment and go through the fire and learn what I learned than continue to live the hell, the adversity that I was living in the world.
So have you brought this point up in the beginning and brought it back? And I made you remember what I wanted to say before. I want to give a hand to Commander Junior Hunter for staying strong and diligent and true when all the others left and recreating the seven heads.
That's right.
And making it possible for us to stop being wicked, disgusting bastards and come into this truth. I just want to get that part of it.
Hey man, listen, man. You know, it's scripture, right? Most Hazahar read it. It was I'm gonna paraphrase it for time's sake. I'm gonna paraphrase it for time's sake. And he said that that it would be a leader. I forgot how the scripture goes. I don't want to mess it up. Let me see. It was what, 12 and 12. No, 20, I believe. Sloppy. Give me 1 second. Oh, Slovakia. Let's see. Slovakia. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 37. No, Slovakia. That's not it. Saying that it was gonna, I don't want to mess it up. I'll bring it up next week. I'm gonna get it. I know it's right here in Luke, but I don't want to mess it up. So give me, I got something else. Finish that in Ecclesiastes. I need that.
I need to break down with this feature.
Gosh, on what we read.
And men This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 28.
Go ahead. Take it from the top, Dad.
Oh God, there be two things that grieve my heart,
There's two things that grieve the Most High heart. Go ahead.
and the third maketh me angry.
The third one making me angry. Go ahead.
A man of war that suffereth poverty.
A man of war. It grieves the Most High's heart that man General Hannah had to suffer poverty.
Right,
It grieves the Most High.
right.
Go ahead.
And men of understanding that are not set by, and one that
Whoa, stop. Slow down. Let's get to this. This meant men that set by. Read that again. That part there.
a man of war that suffereth poverty,
Go ahead.
and men of understanding that are not set by.
Sloppy, and also can you give me that again? Like you said, this is that's for Proverbs 26 and 10.
No, that's for the end part.
That's for the end part, right?
The other one is Christ. Christ.
Christ not having a home. That's what it is.
I'm giving you the scripture.
Wow, so, you know, and it was at a point that Commander General Hanna didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. Just what he started with. It was nothing. He had no home, nowhere to go. And he said this, you hear the general tell some of these stories about how he was in him and the other generals, and it's just them, and they staying at one of the generals' wives' house, and they just holding them down. It's those glorious stories. These are things that our kids gonna read about. Y'all
Right.
You understand this, right?
Right.
These are the things that's going to be passed down, like these scriptures. The generals is going to put this down. This thing, he put this thing down for real, for the Most High.
That's right.
For his people, he loved his people. That's a strong love.
That's right.
Go ahead, sir. You got that?
Matthew 8 and 20.
Matthew 8 and 20. Go ahead, sir.
The book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 20.
Go ahead.
And Christ, and Jesus said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath nowhere to lay his head.
Stop this, sir. Y'all understand what's going on right here? This is Christ. This you right. You said Matthew 8 and 20, right?
8 and 20.
20.
Probably
Right. This is the poverty, right? This is your house shop explaining that how everything else has some, like foxes have holes. They got a place to live. They got a place to go to. The birds got bird's nests. Go ahead, sir.
We read.
Come on, sir.
No. The book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 20.
Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests.
Right.
But the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
What does this mean?
Sir. I mean, birds got a place to sleep. Everything has its own home except for your house job.
Give it a shot to in the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 20.
I got the verse. Break it down.
What it mean?
It means that Son of Man, meaning the Most High, he didn't have no set home.
Most High.
I mean, that's right. Yahweh.
Okay, listening.
Yahweh didn't have no set home. That's why he was always on the move. His disciples passing on the truth, trying to raise the dead. A little more. people would give him shelter, but he never had no set home. The world was technically he could live there.
This means while Yahweh shall not have no home, the Lord is angry.
Like, give it a shot, sir.
To me, everybody, before y'all was right. You said there'd be two things that grieve my heart, and the third making me angry.
Right.
That first one is a man of war that suffered poverty. Christ was a man of war. They try to make Christ seem like he's a sucker or he loved everybody. Christ was a man of war.
It's like, sir. Not only just a man of war, he was the most outstanding man of war. Shalom, y'all. He was the most outstanding man of war. He challenged everything that everyone ever thought they knew. At that time, they thought everybody thought they was right about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. He challenged everybody, all the Sadducees, all the Pharisees. He challenged them and said, "You don't know nothing." And he went to war with everybody and said, "Try me." And he fought and traveled. Go ahead, sir.
And men of understanding, Slack, a man of war that suffered poverty,
God.
and men of understanding that are not set by,
Right.
and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepares such an one for the sword.
That end part though, that end part, that brother that's not gonna endure, the brother that's gonna turn and go back into the world. What did he say God for him, sir?
He prepares such an one for the sword.
For such a one a sword. If this way ain't speak face to face with you, oh y'all think he playing. Y'all think it's a joke, y'all think it's a game. You know, you go and see some of these brothers that walk away from the truth and they look gray. I don't know the other way to put it. They look gray. They look gray. When you walk out in the world and you see the zombie line on Tremont, or you see the zombie line on Jackson Avenue in Jersey City, or you see the zombie line on 125th Street at Harlem, or you go on Jamaica Ave and you see the zombie line around the corner in Brooklyn. That's our people, that's our brothers and sisters that's not woken up from the truth. But right down the street is somebody that got woke up from the truth. And they walked away. Right around the corner is some dudes that wear red and white that walked away from the truth. Look at them. They look totally different. They look totally different. They walk different. They talk different.
Right.
You can look at the purple people eaters just got beat upside their head with a shoe recently on camera. Right? They look different. When we go out there on Sabbath and we go walk them scriptures, right? They turn their mic down. They tuck their tail. They come out marching and like they really like that. And the moment that the ISUPK walk out on that corner and set up shop, for some reason they might get low.
That's right.
Nobody likes them. Now, how many times someone walked past the camp and said, "Are y'all with them?"
Yeah.
We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Oh, y'all not with them. Thank God. I done heard that the very last camp I went to. The very last camp that I was at, that I went to, I heard that. After missing, 3-4 camps due to slavery, Came back with vengeance, feeling great. And that's the first thing I heard. Y'all with them? Oh, okay. Thank God. Can I have one of y'all flyers? What y'all about? They don't even realize they walking away from the truth. They don't even realize that they're walking away from the Most High. I ain't even argue. The Muslim guy argued with himself. He argued with himself. You arguing with me, trying to argue me down about your book is right in my and your book is the last prophet. Well, if your book is the last prophet, I don't want to follow him. And if I was running around kissing babies' penises,
Right.
raping children,
Right.
being a goddamn pedophile. He just like the oppressor that trying to say they us because you mimicking our culture and turned it into a whole nother other religion. Got our people lost. Salaki, sir. Is any more in that scripture? What?
That was it.
Let me get that Proverbs 26 and 10. That said go with that, sir.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I want to get that. I want to get into that. You know, enduring in the truth is a lot of people think it's complicated or it's hard to endure the truth. I find it complicated and hard not to endure in the truth because it's too easy. You have too many brothers. You have too many brothers. Hell, I see some sisters that's stronger than these brothers that walk. These sisters is stronger than these brothers that walk away from the truth. Because guess what? They still here. Enduring. Being told, shut the hell up. This is your place. Being underneath the man and not having authority above the man. And they understand that. And then you got men that say, I'm leaving because I want to be a family man.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? That means he wants his wife. That means he wants his wife to stand over top of him and give him a R. Kelly. That's what he wants. He wants to be ridiculed. He wants to be a family man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like, the only way you really love your family anyway is you come into the ISUPK.
The only way you love, you damn right. That's right. The only way you love your family is you tell. You know what you know what I was told. I was told by a man above me, if you can't handle a check-in, you're in the wrong place.
Right.
If you can't stand correction, you're in the wrong place. Guess what? That means you feminine.
Right.
That means you tender and you moist. You can't take being told you was wrong. You can't take being taught the right way.
Right.
Me, when I first found out the truth, I promise you, I can't ever forget it. I'm reading the scriptures, never knew it was there. Said the man go in the forest, cut down a tree. Said don't do this. Said he the custom. The man go in the forest, cut down a tree, brings it home, fasten it with, I'm paraphrasing, fasten it with nail screw, stand it upright, fasten it with nail and screw, and decorate it with silver and gold. At that very moment, I said somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth. Who the hell is the liars? And I went to my sister's house. I ran like a madman in the street. Yo, Kima, what the hell does this mean? And she looked me dead in my face and said, I'm going to keep the traditions of grandma. I said, you on her both for lying bitches. Right. I got to get away from y'all. And I left. Guess what? I lost my whole family.
That's right.
I thought I lost it before when I was in the world in the street.
Right.
They loved me more when I was the gang-banging drug dealer. That's when they loved me more. They wanted me around more.
Right.
Now I'm in the truth. They don't like me. They actually hate me
That's right.
because I call them whores. My sisters, you're whores. Every other month you got a new man, whore. You's a whore. Oh, you don't like me saying whore? You's a nasty whore. What? I'm telling the truth. It's in the Bible. Y'all said we follow the same. Y'all gonna keep the tradition of grandma, right? Grandma followed this Bible. That's what she said, because she was a lying whore too. They don't like when I say that stuff. They feel some type of way.
Right.
But I learned that, in the truth, this is the truth. The truth will make you free. It will, because then you start understanding this. Go ahead, sir. Welcome, sir.
John. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 10.
It's like this, sir. Let me get what you said. 26. I was on the page.
Proverbs 26, verse 10.
I'm with you, sir.
Oh, I can got it.
God.
The great God that formed all things.
Who?
The great God that formed all things.
The devil.
The great God that formed all things.
Our oppressor?
The great God
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
that formed all things.
Right.
Both rewardeth the fool.
Both rewarded who?
The fool.
The fool. Who's the fool here? Somebody? Go ahead.
People that like, I don't want to say lead us to, but the people that's naive to the truth.
People in the world. They're still plugged in.
Christian.
The fool. Let me read more so y'all can maybe understand. Go ahead, sir.
Both rewardeth the fool and rewardeth transgressors.
Oh, okay. We the food, sir. It's a lot. The ISUPK, we can send the food.
Hell no, I ain't no goddamn
No,
fool.
not like that, but to the world.
Hell no. That's a lot here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, absolutely not. We definitely not the fool. The transgression is the people that's just in the world. Who's the fool? He was on to it. Who's the fool? Let me tell you who the fool is. Come in here, you learn the truth and walk away. That's who the fool is. You come in here, you learn not to celebrate Christmas holidays, not to sell your soul for the money, not to sell out for no more, but then go meet the Lord gives you a wife, and then now you pray to Buddha with a Christmas tree up. Bump your head on a rock 5 times a day. That's what the fool is. Go ahead, sir. It's more on that.
God. Verse 11. As a dog returneth to his vomit.
As a what?
As a dog returneth to his vomit. So a fool returneth to his folly.
Now y'all understand what the fool is?
Oh, God.
As a dog returning to his vomit. That's very disgusting. That's how the Most High sees us when we walk away from the truth. Very disgusting. It's like you're going to eat your own crow up. It's like you eat your own crow. You look disgusting to the Most High.
I gotta ask, though. I know both is bad. Both is bad, being kicked out or leaving. But which one is worse?
Oh, so thank you.
I gotta go.
Okay.
He said, hey, look, man, I gotta go.
What's your piece? Both of them is bad. Being kicked out of school is like degrading yourself. Like you did something so foul that you got kicked out of the school. That's a bad thing. Leaving the school is a piece, Yash. Leaving the school is a bad thing. Leaving the school is like brothers leave willingly. That's just like you really just You just willingly turn your back on the Most High. That's leaving the school.
Right.
Being put out of the school, you did something to offend. You understand the difference now? Both of them is bad. How can you waste?
I thought that was quick. Which one is worse? Somebody that smoked weed or somebody that eat pork?
Yeah, they both.
It's, men think one thing is worse than another. You see a homosexual walking down the street, you think he's worse than a drug dealer because you think, I would never do that.
Right.
I know you sell drugs, but you're like, I would never be a homosexual. In your head, that's worse. In your head, you might think pork is worse than weed. Pork, right? Being kicked out versus leaving. To a man, you might seem different. To the Lord, it's the same thing.
Right.
It is both. It is both betrayal. Right? Both falls in betrayal. To a man, one might seem worse than the other. But it is the exact same thing.
Not on God, sir.
Salaki, sir, man, before you go, right? The whole topic is, stay rooted in enduring, right? You want to give one scripture on enduring? I pulled, oh, that's how I got these. Oh, Salaki, come on, sir. Okay, that's where I got it, bro. What's that Christ? Okay, y'all.
Just like it real quick. I mean, here's the difference. If you leave the school, you get put in the song. If you get put out the school, Cat makes a meme about you and put you on cross the line.
And then you get put in a song. It's the same difference. Here, but here's the glorious thing, though, right? The glorious thing is if the Lord, I can't wait till it's over. If the Lord allows you to be redeemed, to come back into the school, do not. Like there's brothers that's in the truth that said they were part of the old One West. I've had these conversations, been around for a little while. Not too long, but I'm talking about when I was a young man. There's brothers that I know that were young men with me, right? And they started all over and sat in them seats. And guess what? There's a brother that was on that field with me that was around the original One West. And you see, even when Commander General Yahana wasn't even Commander General Yahana, he's been around that long. And guess where he was at? He was on that field with me when it came time to put that work in for Hebrew Academy. And he recognized and respected the fact that Commander General Yahana endured. And it made him want to endure more. It made him want to go through the fire more. It made him push more. And guess what? Man, brother don't talk every single day, but once in a while, we just get on that phone and it's like we just was together the day before. That's the glorious part about this truth. At any given moment, you find yourself losing yourself, pick up the phone. Endure this truth. The whole point of this is to stay rooted into this truth. How do you get rooted into the truth? You should know the answer already.
Brotherhood, sir.
I'll give you one more shot.
Keep studying. Watch the videos.
You scratching the surface. Go ahead, y'all. Give you a shot. Something online.
Yeah, I got a sister for feeling checking that.
Most High Christ. Oh, sister Lord Christ. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah. By getting it all black, getting in these classes.
Say what? Say it again.
By getting it all black and getting in these classes.
Uh-huh.
And not just one class, but all classes.
Right.
Making the Sabbath service, making the camp. You realize you camp. Making sure you're online watching if you're not there. making sure that if you got a problem, you call in that camp leader or the brother. There's always brothers that can call.
Yeah, let me help you out a little bit with that. How do you get rooted? You clean the toilets.
Yep.
You take out the trash. You carry camp equipment. You don't let your pride get in the way. You don't act like a little girl and say, "I don't feel I'm being used in the UK. I don't feel like." I'm serious. You don't be a little girl and say, I don't feel needed in the UK. The Lord don't need you. Here's a fun fact. There's over 9 million people in the state of New Jersey. There's about 9 brothers. Oh, slightly. Less than 9 brothers that's from New Jersey. That's in the UK. We have about 9 that lives in New Jersey now. But we have less than 9 people that's from the state of New Jersey.
That's right.
The Lord don't need you. He chose you. And since he chose you, endure, fight, and win. And you can say you fighting for that crown.
That's right.
I want a crown.
Right. Right.
Also, Daniel said he want his house all emerald, and he want rows of collard greens and turnip greens and mustard greens and sweet potatoes and yams.
That's right.
That's what also Daniel said he wants. Lord allow it. I want 2 ribs from every nation. I mean, slotted from every tribe.
That's right.
Minimum 2. I'll do 3. Lord allow it. Or more. Hey, 20. 20 from it. Most high price. But seriously, like it's you alright, sir? Like seriously, he's serious. 20 from every tribe. 20 from every tribe. He's very serious. But here's the thing, right? You have to fight and endure. You have to keep pushing. Not get weak because you see a little bit of cash. Not get weak because you see this whore with the on dubs, triple cheeked up in a whore outfit, and you fall victim to her whorish ways. Hell, you have to not pour yourself out to these other false gods, these idols, these other things that offend the Most High. He said he will make a man more precious than fine gold. Go sit by these generals, these captains, and these officers, these officers above you. Learn from them. Learn from them. This brothers also Hazahar brought it out so eloquently in the class before this, and how there are brothers that got some gifts that's just outstanding. There's a brother that knows multiple languages. It behooves me how fast he learns it. Multiple language. There's a brother that speaks Lashwan Kodash like it's his first language. It's glorious. Sit at these brothers and learn, and guess what? While you keep pushing yourself and keep picking up that phone and keep getting with the brothers. It's an outing. Go get with your brothers. Go get with your brothers. We can sit and have a space tournament, just the brothers. I'm cool with it. My brother is nagging me till about why you not here? Because I'm with the brothers. You always with the brothers. You goddamn right. Shalom.
That's right.
Because she ain't in the truth. Because she don't want to follow this. And guess what? I told her, damn you and everybody else. My daddy too.
Right.
There was a point that my baby was in the hospital. My youngest child, she said, "Oh, so you gonna go? I gotta go. I gotta do these brothers they test. I'm also in line. I gotta do my job." not slavery, my job. Your job is you work for the Lord. You come in here, you work for the Lord. This is not slavery. This is fun. Make this fun. Find joy in this, and you will endure. Find joy in serving the Lord. Find joy in learning these scriptures. I'm seeing things I've never seen in the scriptures before. I am the God, the terrible. That tore me up for about 3 months straight. I was like, be terrible. I know what my terrible is. When I was in the world, I said, I am the God, the terrible. I said, Jesus. It scared me. Like, whoa. What's his terrible? In the scriptures, he said, go smite all of them. And don't even touch none of these stuff. That means all the time. You done. You done up. It's over. You know, it's like you're done. Oh, shut up. Because I want to be almost time is so time goes fast when you have fun. Let me get before we go. Give me the book of Job 23 and 10, Barbara. I need to get in there. I need to get it on. Please. No, this is my favorite book. This is one of my favorite books in the Bible. My favorite book.
I got it, sir. You said Job chapter 23, verse 10?
Yep.
It's the book of Job, chapter 23, verse 10.
Yeah.
But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
Read that again from the top.
Karukan. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
When you go through these trials and tribulations, when you feel that your back's against the wall, because you know what, that's what I was told. Like it's like when you got nothing else left, come in here. Slap you. 11 and 12. Job 11 and 12. Go to Job 11 and 12 off the show. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, okay. Go ahead, read on. Read on.
Verse 11. My foot have held his steps. His way have I kept.
His what?
His way have I kept.
What does that mean, his way I have kept? Quick.
Meaning you've been keeping the full section commandments on the straight and narrow.
Absolutely. Go ahead, read.
And not decline.
And what?
And not decline.
And not decline. I mean, he ain't fall. He didn't fall. I mean, he kept steadfast.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
What? Read that again.
Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
I ain't going back to smoking weed. I ain't going back and messing with whores. I ain't going back to selling drugs. I ain't going back to being a goddamn gangbanger.
Right.
Okay?
I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
More than the food. Listen, and you know they said, how did Christ live? How did Christ fast for the time that he did? Because he lived off the word. Because he lived off the word. This is more important than anything.
That's right.
This is more important than your own. This is more important than your own self. How this is more important than your own self. To my brothers and my sisters in the truth, you know, may the Lord be with you. And may you endure, may you get more rooted into this truth. May you get closer to the brotherhood, sisterhood, which is synonymous. May you get stronger by reading these scriptures and staying fast in these classes, getting all black if you're not, and come sit down in these classes and come learn what it means to live your culture. and not the devil's culture.
That's right.
We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Command General Hana, and we're going to keep giving this truth out. Shalom. Men of Israel. Imagine.